forms of terror are fresher. The more intense the fear, the more the emotions die. Terror in its truest sense is not a static state, but a dynamic. It is the moment when hope turns to despair. It's anime, can you feel the vibe? That'll make you feel like you want to jump and jive. Afro X coming to you live. This is Anime Legends Season 5. Steal your heart and we'll keep you alive. Tell me, can you hear that Akudama drive? It's anime and we're here to describe. You just have to like, comment, and subscribe. Click on any other channel, access denied. I cannot give up, but you know I tried. But as soon as all the emotions die, reborn from the fire deep down inside. So come with me and enjoy the ride. The entertainer is here to keep you satisfied. Afro X coming to you live. This is Anime Legends Season 5. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 6th episode of the 5th season of Anime Legends, to be coming to you live tonight on this beautiful Tuesday night. And tonight we are talking about a very, very special person, the most powerful Jujutsu Sorcerer in all Gojo, as I said, from Jujutsu Kaisen. So super excited. We're gonna cover his backstory. We're gonna cover pretty much who he is. We're gonna cover tonight. But first off, let's cover the social medias, because we want to keep bringing fans in. A shout out to the most recent subscribers. Last night, I met a woman named Mary who subscribed. Thank you so much, Mary. Everyone know, we have the AfroX official Facebook page. You can look that up, AfroX. But more importantly, check out the official. If you join that, you will be added to a chat group where I regularly talk to people in there. And I'm constantly posting like anime memes and asking questions like fight between Whitebeard and Kaido. I think that would be sweet. Or the moment you realize that through Yami from Black Clover, since they're both voiced by Christopher R. Sabat, Zoro technically. So just stuff like that. Hey, we got this AfroX super fan in here, Trix the Anime Hater, who says, yo, right back to you, Trix. Good through Gojo, because I am excited to talk about him. Anyways, moving on X, formerly known as Twitter. My handle is @TheRealAfroX. AfroX_YT. We have 203 followers on there, so really need to push those numbers. Last night, I just posted a video of me doing a duet with a person in karaoke. Well, technically reposted, but yes. So we did the song. It was pretty amazing. Her voice is amazing. I mean, mine is decent. But anyways, moving forward, we also have a Discord called the Afro Nation. You can check that out.
On Instagram, I am at the legendary Afro_X. And I don't believe we have a Snapchat. And I believe that is out to tell all of you to go check out the Patreon at www.patreon.com. I did notice that the video that Manuel made me is awesome and it's great and I love him for it. Unfortunately, it got late game copyright hit. And so now a lot of my live videos, any live videos that I've used that in, have been hit with a copyright notice, which isn't really try to make it a point not to have my lives be copyrighted, just because if I start monetizing things, I don't want to lose monetization from the lives, since a lot of my edited videos kind of by the AMVs. But yeah, so I unfortunately can't use the video that Manuel made for me, which means in a couple of weeks I will be coming up with a brand new Patreon video talking about Patreon, but at patreon.com/AfroX, and donate there if you'd like to donate. Big thank you to both our epic patron Calvin C, who donates $10 a month, and our legendary patron right here, Briggs, donates $50 a month. So thank you so much, you guys. You guys do so much, and I appreciate it. So yeah, that covers about everything. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Who is Satoru Gojo? Where do I even start?
What can I open for you?
Apparently, my PS5 thinks I'm talking to it.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Trick says, that sucks, you got hit with a strike. Well, it wasn't a strike. It's more like a notice on all of the live videos that I got shown on. Yeah, if it was a strike, my channel would be gone. Back around for like 6 months, I did get a strike, and that put my account in bad standing once. It got back to good standing, but I think they hold that on your record for life. So yeah, if I ever get an actual channel will be deleted, which would be horrible because this is my legacy. Anyways, pushing away bad thoughts like that. That's why we're very, very careful. He is at a basis the most powerful Jujutsu sorcerer at in and that is pretty much because of his lineage. And not to tie Jujutsu Kaisen to Naruto too much, even though a lot of it is a carbon copy of Naruto. But into the Satoru was born into the Gojo clan. And in the Gojo clan, there are two inherited abilities. One is called Limitless, and one is called the Six Eyes. First sorcerer in 400 years to inherit both Limitless and the Six Eyes at the same time. And that gives him some pretty crazy abilities, backstory. Pretty much, when from the six eyes allow Satoru to see the flow of cursed energy. So pretty much through his eyes, he can see all the cursed energy everywhere, which any viewer of Jujutsu Kaisen will know that cursed energy is energy that is born from the negative feelings of humans, like fear or hatred, stuff like that. And that Jujutsu sorcerers have learned to control their into the world. And so pretty much Satoru can see the flow of all this cursed energy. So pretty much his eyes function up see the flow of chakra. And so from a very young age, like 5 to 10 years old, Satoru already was intimidating high level cursed spirits and curse users, and he knew it as well. And he would actually threaten curse users and call them weaklings as a child. And I just have much halfway through watching this Shibuya incident. And so there may be, and so I don't know the end of the Shibuya incident. And so if there's any spoilers, I'd appreciate not telling me. But I'm 6 of the anime, so that is deep into season 2. But yeah, so yeah, from a young age, Satoru was very, very powerful. What happens is that as we see in the beginning of season 2 in the arcs called Hidden Inventory and Premature Death, they're already very powerful, and he's still trying to develop his abilities even more, getting to the point where he can make Limitless recognize what is and is not a threat that is coming to towards him. Sense. And actually, before I start explaining more of his backstory, maybe I should get into the basics. What is Limitless? Limitless pretty much is that it employs the idea of infinity. And so pretty much at a basis, what it does is the closer it gets to Satoru Gojo, the slower it gets and it will slow for infinity, meaning that if you try to punch Satoru in the face, your fist will never reach. You're trying to punch him for the next billion years, and your hand would just continue going slower and slower and slower until pretty much you would perceive it as that you have stopped. Trixie says, just looking at the chat, Gojo is in short too much for his world. He really is. And he's always been that way. So that being the explanation of Limitless, that's what he means by like having Limitless recognize what can enter the space and hit him and what can't. And that's also why poisons are so weird. and he gets pretty much him and his friend named Suguru Geto, which I don't know why they made the names in Jujutsu Kaisen so close to each other. Satoru Gojo, Nanami, and Nanami. I don't know why they did that, but it's very confusing. Anyways, him and Suguru Geto are pretty much the top of the class. They're first class sorcerers, I believe, in the beginning of season 2. Gojo goes on to become a special grade Jujutsu Sorcerer. But anyways, pretty much they are in charge, pretty much cursed because her spirit is constantly in a reincarnation loop with a god. And so she eventually is going to have to go and sacrifice herself in order to keep this god from coming out. And so Trixier's the names are close. They are very close. So pretty much having to fight this guy named Toji Fushiguro. And if Fushiguro sounds familiar, it's because Toji Fushiguro is the father of Megami Fushiguro, who is the friend of Yuji Itadori. Pretty much bests him in every way, pretty much seemingly leaves him for dead. So pretty much Suguru Geto sacrificial place deep inside Jujutsu High. And massive spoilers right here for anyone who has not seen about the middle of season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Toji Fushiguro comes in, want to sacrifice herself, and she wants to live. Geto says, "Let's go home," and then this guy snipes her in the head, which is very, very sad, and why Toji Fushiguro is on the list of top 10 horrible fathers. You know him, you love him, Shao Tucker. Well, more you hate him. But anyways, so yes. So rewinding a little bit, back to the fight, but pretty much we see what Gojo's abilities are. And so as I explained, there is Limitless. And then the 6 eyes allow him to see the flow of cursed energy, the Byakugan. Now, Limitless gives him the ability to do a couple of things. There is the first off, there is the cursed technique called Blue, and I did some research on try to find an easy way to explain these. So pretty much what Blue is taking Gojo's Limitless and enacting it in a space on a different object. And it pretty much it acts like a sonic boom or a thunderclap, like the science of what's happening. Pretty much it creates a negative energy space where there is nothing there, everything into that space, and pretty much this can be used to crush anything that is the source of that blue technique. pretty much imagine is a placeable black hole. And it is, and the universe is constantly trying to put things into it. Um, but it is that is a weird hand shape. Um, but yeah, anyways, then there is the reverse of that technique, the reverse of blue, which is pretty much an infinite. Is imagine if you have the piston engine of a car, and you start it up with electricity, and that piston engine has an infinite amount of fuel, exploding and exploding and exploding, and running the pistons over and over and over again, until it creates a perpetual motion machine that infinitely generates energy. So that is the reverse of blue, which is a lot of time to figure out, which is his probably most physically devastating technique, which is called hollow purple. And this is where he takes blue, which is a space that the unit is constantly putting energy into the universe, and he is putting these together. And the best way to imagine this is imagine that, or imagine yes, that's being thrown into a black hole. Once those two collide, it creates something imaginary, like in math, the concept of -1, or of I, or the concept of, or not E, the concept of I, and the concept of imaginary numbers. So pretty much, you put those two together, and it creates a thing that is best described as what people would call a singularity. And what a singularity is the idea that eventually the universe will be consumed by a great, and so when he puts red and blue together, it creates an imaginary force that is a singularity, and whatever that singularity touches is completely erased from existence. He's created is the essence of non-existence. Um, yeah, it is something constantly putting energy into the world and the universe at the same time. So it's literally a thing that is constantly consuming the universe around it. And that is his hollow purple ability. A, we before this is on the law, who says, "Yo, what's up, bro? Nothing much. So glad that you're in here on the law. So glad that you're watching the stream. Gearship Luffy versus Gojo. I will get to that at the end of my explanation, but thank you for putting that. So the final ability that Gojo can use is his pretty much how domains work is that once you put somebody into your domain, it creates a pocket dimension where any any hit that you throw against them will automatically hit without fail. It is literally a hit scan dimension. And the only way to break out of a domain is either to physically break it, because create, or you can activate your own domain within it. And if your domain is stronger, it pretty much overwrites the original domain. Gojo's domain what it does is it pretty much takes whoever Gojo is targeting in it, and it fills their mind in an instant with an info. Can store this up over time, because during the Shibuya incident, it says that the humans who were in there received a year and a half's worth of energy in 2.5 seconds. A second, they received a year and a half's worth of information. Now, that is staggering, for two reasons. So on the Jujutsu and puts them in a state of absolute confusion, as their brain is racked. And then Gojo can pretty much do whatever he wants, physically kill them, stuff like that. When he's fighting Jogo, he literally, on a scientific level, it works like one of my favorite movies, which is called The Butterfly Effect, where, and I love how they portray this in The Butterfly Effect. Pretty much the human brain but it is not designed to absorb information in a large amount of information in an instant. Pretty much, if you input too much information into the brain, and it results in brain damage. And pretty much how they represent this in the Butterfly Effect is every time history is rewritten, all of the guy who's played Ashton Kutcher, reality is rewritten, and this hurts his brain and results in a nosebleed. And so pretty much, if you are put into infinite void of information in 2/10 of a second, and 2/10 of a second, so a second is made up of 100 milliseconds. 2/10 of a second would be 20 milliseconds. If you were given a year and a half, infinite would explode. It just straight up would. Like if Jujutsu Kaisen was scientific at all, Gojo just killed all those humans because he splattered their brains on the inside of their skulls. That 2/10 of a second was as long as someone could survive in that space, in infinite void, without being damaged. And he took 5 minutes to dispense. And so it says, the narrator who's talking over it while it's going on says that these people were pretty much in the hospital for 2 months after this. No, scientifically, 2/10 of a second, a year and a half's worth of information, your brain is gone. And that's a lot of because of how the brain works. The brain is on a video I recently watched. The brain is an infinitely imploding thing. The more you learn, the more your brain curves in upon itself to the neurons that are attached to that information. But yes. Hey, we got a lot of people coming in here. This is awesome. What's up, Majesty? Very nice to see you in here. Majesty says hi there, and he makes me miss my afro. Well, I'm glad I can. But yes, that's pretty much how Infinite Void works, and that is pretty much how all of Satoru Gojo's abilities work. One of the things that I didn't explain was in his first fight with Sukuna, when Itadori, he does have a fight against Sukuna, and he moves at impossibly fast speeds, and that is another result of his curse technique blue. It will let him move. But yes, that is pretty much all that I know about Satoru Gojo. He has pretty blue eyes. What can I say? What is like he got looks for days. Like I understand why a lot of anime women want this dude. But yeah, that is Satoru Gojo. Summon. This is our 699th video, and that means that pretty much this Friday, I will be uploading my 700th Afro X video on this channel. Excited. Hey, we got another person in here. Choso Lover says, guys, it's me. Oh, thank you for pointing that out on the low. Actually, I want to add that battle Gojo. I honestly, because I did talk about like Hollow Purple and Infinite Void. I'd have to give it to. I mean, I'd give it to Gojo. Luffy does have reality warping powers, but he has a different kind of reality warping powers. But Gojo's reality warping powers are immediate and like irrevocable. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. Gear 5th Luffy operates on cartoon logic, which is the same as the mask. Pretty much, Luffy, if he wants to, can just say no to damage. Now that edge is in that's a real different thing. I'm sorry, my stream is lagging a little bit. But yeah, I would give it to Gojo, and I would even Gojo and Sukuna. But yes, Trix here saying almost 700. Super excited for that. Super happy to have all of these new people. As I said, shout out to Andalo, shout out to Majesty, shout out to Choso Lover. You guys are awesome. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. We are 6 subs away from 500 subscribers. So if you could join in on that, that would be absolutely great. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on our 702nd video, which will be next week's live stream. YouTubers, don't fight the fro, and always remember to stay legendary. Hey, Adrian, welcome. Uh, we're just ending here. But yeah, have a good night, everybody. Before I go, if you have any suggestions, definitely put them in the comments. Any lines, let me know. Have a good night, YouTube.